ball caught Tyson square in the chest. He slid the length of the court and slammed into the back wall, which cracked and partially crumbled on top of him, making a hole right into Church Street. I didn't see how Tyson could still be alive, but he looked only dazed. The bronze ball was smoking at his feet. Tyson tried to pick it up, but he fell back, stunned, into a pile of cinder blocks. "Well," Joe Bob gloated, "I'm the last one standing. I'll have enough meat to bring baby cats back a doggy bag." He picked up another ball and aimed it at Tyson. "Stop!" I yelled. "It's me you want." The giant grinned. "You wish to die first, young hero?" I had to do something. Riptide had to be found around here somewhere. And then I spotted my jeans in a smoking heap of clothes right at the giant's feet. If I could only get there. I knew it was hopeless, but I charged. The giant laughed. "My lunch approaches." He raised his arm to throw. I braced myself to die. Suddenly, the giant's body went rigid. His expression changed from gloating to surprise. Right there in his belly button, where it should have been, his t-shirt ripped open, and he grew something like a horn. No, not a horn. The glowing tip of a blade. The ball dropped out of his hand. The monster stared down at the knife that had just run him through from behind. He muttered, "Ow!" and burst into a cloud of green flame, which I figured was going to make Baby Cakes pretty upset. Standing in the smoke was my friend Annabeth. Her face was grimy and scratched. She had a ragged backpack slung over her shoulder. Her baseball cap was tucked in her pocket, a bronze knife in her hand, and a wild look in her storm gray eyes like she'd just been chased 1,000 miles by ghosts. Matt Sloan had been standing there dumbfounded the whole time, finally came to his senses. He blinked at Annabeth, as if he dimly recognized her from my notebook picture. "That's the girl! That's the girl!" Annabeth punched him in the nose and knocked him flat. "And you!" she told him. "Lay off my friend!" The gym was in flames. Kids were still running around screaming. I heard sirens wailing in a garbled voice over the intercom. Through the glass windows of the exit doors, I could see the headmaster, Mr. Bonsai, wrestling with the lock, a crowd of teachers piling up behind him. "Annabeth," I stammered, how long have you—" "Pretty much all morning." She sheathed her bronze knife. "I've been trying to find a good time to talk to you, but you're never alone." The shadow I saw this morning, that was my face grew hot. "Oh my God, you were looking in my bedroom window?" "There's no time to explain," she snapped, though she looked a little red-faced herself. "I just didn't want to—" "There!" a woman screamed. The doors burst open and the adults came in. "Meet me outside," Annabeth told him. "And him." She pointed to Tyson, who was still sitting dazed against the wall. Annabeth gave him a look of distaste that I didn't quite understand. "You'd better bring him." "What?" "No time," she said. "Hurry!" She put on her Yankees baseball cap, which was a magic gift from her mom, and instantly vanished. That left me standing alone in the middle of a burning gymnasium when the headmaster came up charging with half the faculty. "Percy Jackson," Mr. Bonsai said. "What? How—" Over by the broken wall, Tyson groaned and stood up from a pile of cinder blocks. "Head hurts." Matt Sloan was coming around too. He focused on me with a look of terror. "Percy did it, Mr. Bonsai. He was the one. He caught the whole building on fire. Coach Noonley will tell you he saw it all." Coach Noonley had been dutifully reading his magazine, but just my luck, he chose that moment to look up when Mr. Sloan said his name. Mm-hmm. The other adults turned towards me. I knew they'd never believe me, even if I could tell them the truth. I grabbed Riptide out of my ruined jeans, told Tyson, "Come on," and jumped through the gaping hole in the side of the building. Chapter 3. We hailed the taxi of eternal torment. Annabeth was waiting for us in an alley down Church Street. She'd pulled Tyson and me off the sidewalk just as a fire truck screamed past, heading towards Merriweather Prep. "Where did you find him?" she said, pointing at Tyson. Now, under different circumstances, I would have been really happy to see her. We'd made our peace last summer, despite the fact that her mom was Athena, and I didn't get along with my dad. I missed Annabeth probably more than I wanted to admit. But I'd just been attacked by giant cannibals. Tyson had just saved my life 3 or 4 times, and all Annabeth could do was glare at him like he was the problem. "He's my friend," I told her. "Is he homeless?" "What does that have to do with anything? He can hear you, you know. Why don't you ask him?" She looked surprised. "He can talk?" "I talk," Tyson admitted. "You are pretty." "Ah, gross!" Annabeth stepped away from him. I couldn't believe she was being so rude.